The plane basically went down where there's like roads or highways.
It went down minutes later in a field near a highway to the city.
I was on like a road or a highway type of place, and I was looking and the plane was coming towards me, falling down.
Fears obviously are for those who are on board the plane, and I suppose also those on the ground, given that it came down near a motorway.
As the plane was coming down, I saw that there was the plane was on fire.
The plane reportedly caught fire moments after takeoff.
Moments after taking off, the Algerian military aircraft was leaving a trail of smoke in the sky.
This plane is on fire.
Witnesses say they saw a wing catch fire shortly after the aircraft took off.
So I think there was an explosion, the way it looked like, because I was basically on the ground looking up.
Witnesses reported hearing an explosion, flames bursting from an engine, a wing crashing into the ground first. I just had enough time to say a prayer, this farmer said, injured apparently on the ground.
Like, it's not just like you see the plane coming down and there's nothing, it's just falling down. This plane had like as if there was an explosion on the plane.
There has been a fire on board. Now, the cause of this fire just before the plane went down, was it technical? Was it because of the bad weather? This also needs to be addressed and to be known during the investigation.
I feel that the pilot made a decision to try and down the plane because the plane is already crashing down. So the pilot has no choice. The plane is already coming down.
What we know is that the pilot has managed to avoid a bigger disaster because the plane was falling on a village. Around 1,000 people are living in that village.
The plane is going to crash. It will fall, or I think the pilot tries to divert it to where there is like a road or a highway.
The plane took off from the airbase and a fire started. I think the pilot tried to avoid the houses and diverted the plane towards the field.
It went down minutes later in a field near a highway to the city.
But I feel that the plane could have gone a bit further, but if it went further, it would have hit buildings and it would have caused more casualty for the people on the ground. So I really do feel strongly. I don't know why, but anyway, I feel strongly that the pilot made sure that it crashes where there's less people get injured. So
the investigation showed that the pilot has managed to push the plane up a bit to avoid falling on the village and causing more casualties.
It's a big plane, not the small planes that you only have like 4 people, or not the private jets that they're about 7, 9, whatever. I'm talking about a big plane, and this plane is going to crash.
We know that the plane that we believe some 200 military personnel were on is a Soviet era plane. It's called the Ilyushin IL-76 model.
The aircraft is a Soviet-designed Ilyushin 76 model that's been in production since the 70s with an overall good safety record. It is used both for commercial freight and military transport.
Wednesday's crash is said to be the deadliest in the world since 2014, when 298 people on board a Malaysian Airlines flight died after it was shot down over eastern Ukraine.
The images have been coming and going through different angles. Like the first time I got it, I was looking and the plane was like, whoa, coming towards me. Then the other day that I saw it, the plane was coming from, I think I was in a car or something, and I was looking and the plane was coming that angle. So I've been seeing from different angles. As the visions keep coming and going, the same vision of this plane crash, I am on different angles, but every single time I'm on the ground, but I'm seeing it through different angles.
In what is the North African country's worst ever air disaster.
When we arrived at the spot itself, we found piles of bodies. It's a disaster, an absolute disaster. I don't want to speak about the bodies.